Hello, happy Tuesday. We are here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. Today's puzzle for Tuesday, September 16th, 2025 is by Jonathan Daly, a regular contributor to the New York Times Daily Crossword. And it will be a hopefully quite simple Tuesday-themed puzzle. So let's get right to it. For today, Tuesday, September 16th. Let's see what we've got. Relatives informally. Informally gives me the idea that it's going to be fam. Otherwise, I might have guessed kin. But let's see which one it is. Carved bit of jewelry. It could be anything, really. Figure out. Deduce or... don't know. Pub pintful. Ale, probably. A blank dictionary. Crowdsourced online reference. Urban Dictionary. Frogs sound... I like ribbit, but I usually spell it in 6 letters, so I'm not sure what they're after here. High status American Express offering. Not an Amex customer myself, so I actually have no idea. Cause of food poisoning for short. Poisoning. Not sure. I would have guessed toxin, but that's not short for anything. Thin and graceful. Probably they're looking for lithe here. Revolutionary. Trotsky. Leon Trotsky. Barbie's boyfriend is Ken. Orinoco Flow. Sail Away singer. I should know this, but it's not coming to me right away. What about the downs? Story with a Mabel is going to be... Mabel. Story with a moral is going to be fable. I say I tripped into that partly because it's just tricky words to say, but partly because we have a bookshop down the street called Mabel's Fables, a children's bookshop. A fabulous business. We were afraid they were going out of business for a little while, but they have been supported through hopefully a move to a different location. Okay, bold poker bet, all in, I would imagine. Substantial, meaty, maybe? Sail Away. Oh, is that Enya? I didn't know Orinoco Flow was another name for that song. Sidewalk writing medium is chalk. Long green veggie, probably cuke, and veggie being in a sort of informal, in the clue, we're probably looking for the informal in the entry as well. Curved path and arc, as in the path a ball might follow if you throw it up into the air. Wall Street credential, an MBA, probably a Master of Business Administration. Premature, early, I guess. Carved bit of jewelry, is this a cameo? Next to bat would be on deck, and so high status American Express offering is their black card. Okay, that makes sense. Aromas, scents probably. Elf's foe, an orc. A shopper, not a buyer, informally. Shopper, not a buyer. Fashion house named for its founder, Signor Garavani. I have no idea. Scraping by, eking by. So what are these? Figure out, solve, as in a puzzle. Frog's sound could be a croak. Cause of food poisoning could be E. coli, which is short for something, though I don't remember at the moment what the E is short for. Looky-loo, is that a thing? A shopper, not a buyer? A looky-loo? I have no idea if that's correct, but we'll find out. Valentino, maybe? Garavani? Valentino, that sounds like it might be right. Destiny, another word for destiny could be kismet, although kismet usually used more to mean a fortuitous and improbable happening, whereas destiny is much more general for anything that is foretold to happen, or is set to happen, let's say. Cable initials for cinephiles. The movie channel, maybe TMC, is that right? Task for a locksmith, and this has an asterisk. Did this have an asterisk? It did. Cutting, some kind of cutting. Oui's opposite in, non's opposite in French is oui. And this looks like it is going to be looky-loo, isn't it? Office paper fastener is going to be a paper clip. Is it like that, or is that a U? Probably like this. Lenin's love, Yoko Ono. Por favor, you could say. Key cutting, perhaps. Task for a locksmith. That makes sense. Sol and Sorrento. Those are cars manufactured by Kia or Kias. Sunrise direction. It rises usually to your east. Science fiction princess is Leia from the Star Wars. Farm mother could be a ewe, a mother sheep. Motion of receding waves. Is this backwash? That's not usually the way that I have heard that phrase used. Miss Havisham's ward in Great Expectations. It's not coming to me. Why? He's just not that into you. Is this Estelle? I don't even remember this character. Miss Havisham's ward. Bottom of the ocean. Sea floor, probably. Levi's alternative. Don't know. Behind. Could mean a number of things. Rear in the boat is a aft. Estella. I don't love the L's there, but let's see. At last, singer is Etta James. Behind could be late, is behind the time. Levi's alternative. I don't know what this would be. Rodeo rope, a lasso probably to ensnare livestock. Not bad, but not great. Could be so-so. Chicago airport is O'Hare. Sealy competitor, probably Serta is what they want. Big Mac meal with a Coke, for example. Inadvisable? I don't know. Theater employee, an usher. Oh, an order. It could be your order. Highway could be a route, both abbreviated there. And a floppy part of a beagle is their ear. Okay. Train conductors cry or a hint to each word in the answers to the stars. Clues. All aboard. Okay, I see what we're doing here. Okay. Ride from an airport, maybe. An Uber. Citrus drink suffix. Aid, like lemonade or orangeade. Place to park, a parking lot. Rock with a crystal-filled cavity, a geode. Opposite of delete. What? Opposite of delete. Actress Pompeo of Grey's Anatomy is Ellen Pompeo. Is this enter? How is enter the opposite of delete? Waste that's been flushed is sewage. So this is enter. Enter, delete. Enter, delete. I guess like if you're entering an entry into a database versus deleting an entry from a database, I guess it could be that. I was thinking more of keyboard keys or like actual functions. And enter isn't a function that would be an opposite of anything. Okay, anyway. A monk's hood is a cowl. Owl's question could be who. That's funny. Product of meat scraps that despite its name is dairy-free. Some kind of cheese. Head cheese, maybe? Yeah, it's going to be head cheese. Okay. Chicago airport code. Oh, I forget the name of the code. Southern drawl, for example, is an accent. Drinking aids, straws, though. Oh, ORD, okay, is the airport code. Straws I actually find to be more difficult, unless, I mean, you know, if some people have accessibility issues, then it's a different thing. Se hablo español. A donkey is an ass. Shade akin to cream, maybe beige. Republicans for short, the GOP stands for Grand Old Party, though why they continue to call themselves that. Anyway, highly skilled, se habla español, I guess, is adept. Highly skilled is adept. Strung along could be led on. Licorice flavored spice, that's a tongue twister, is anise seed. Rejected is maybe cast aside. Japanese soup flavoring miso, fermented soy, right? Spanish article una for one, and mooch as a cigarette is bum, and it is going to be backwash for the motion of receding waves. Okay, so looking at today's theme, we have all aboard, and we had a puzzle like this, I think last Monday. I don't remember if I did a video for last Monday's, but if I did, go and check it out, because you will see what I'm talking about. A hint to each word in the answers to the starred clues. In other words, these are both sort of compound phrases here, and both parts of the phrase can fit into this all aboard thing. So we have black card here, a high status American Express offering black card, but we can also have black and card both as both in combination with board. So blackboard or cardboard. Here we have a task for a locksmith as key cutting, and again we can have keyboard or cutting board. Here the motion of receding waves is backwash. Again, I usually use that word for the inadvertent slippage of saliva into a cup, which may be undesirable to someone wishing to share your drink. But yeah, sure, it's probably the proper word for the receding waves as well. Anyway, can both be used with board, backboard or washboard. Here we have the bottom of the ocean as a seafloor, seaboard or floorboard, and finally a product of meat scraps, which is dairy-free. Head cheese, headboard or cheeseboard are both common phrases as well. So all of these are all aboard. And so that is the theme, and everything else I think was fairly straightforward. I didn't have any sort of major gripes with any of the clues. Everything actually was quite easy to put in. This one I'm still like have only the faintest memory of this character. It's been a while since I read Great Expectations, so I don't have a clear memory of this character. And then Levi's alternative, Lee's, is this a brand of jean? This one I don't know either, and I'm gonna have to look that up as well. But I think that was it. Everything else, oh, and enter opposite of delete. I think I figured out what they meant by that by the end. Yeah, everything else was fairly straightforward and not quite predictable, but certainly sensible. So that is our Tuesday, September 16th grid by Jonathan Daly. If you liked this solve, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see when I'm posting the next one, do hit that bell to subscribe and get your notifications. That's all for today. Try and do tomorrow's as well. And I still have the August monthly bonus to put up. I know, I might try and get to that tonight as well. We'll see how things go. But for now, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you the next time. Cheers.